Hi, I'm Jennifer Sir from the Sewing Room in Alameda, California, and today I'm going to show you how to do a hand-picked zipper. Now, how is a hand-picked zipper different from a regular zipper? Well, it's done by hand. That's really how it's done, and there's a little technique that I use that I learned from my mentor, Susan Khalje, and I believe you can find her on Instagram at Susan Khalje. And I love it. I love the way they look. They look very old-fashioned and they're very durable and strong, and you don't see the stitches as much as you do when you machine stitch it. And also, it doesn't look bad if you make a mistake. If you make a small mistake like it does when you stitch a zipper on the outside of a garment with the sewing machine. So to get started, here we are. I have my dress that I'm working on right now. It's a 1940s dress, and I'm putting a zipper in the side seam. So what I've done first is I've machine stitched the, see if you can see the stitch line right here, to the seam allowance of one side of the zipper on the inside, but only going through the seam allowance. So, and then I made sure it was centered, the teeth were centered on the seam. Then the next thing that I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you, let's see if we can see more up close. So I have my needle and thread with a nice knot. It's doubled with a knot. I'm going to start from the back side, and I'll start at the top of the zipper on one side, coming in from behind. Let's see if we can get a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to do a back stitch or a prick stitch, however you want to think about it. It is a back stitch, but it's a back stitch with purpose, and it's a tiny little prick in the fabric. So I'm going like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters behind my thread and coming out about 1/4 of an inch down on the seam and about 1/4 of an inch away from the center seam. So then I do that again. I go down behind my thread, and then I come up in front of my thread about 1/4 of an inch behind. I pull my threads down, and I just continue doing that all the way down, making sure I go through all of the layers and trying to keep an even stitch, evenly spaced, equidistant from the seam. At this point I can take my pins out as I go too, because now I'm solidly sewing this seam on. So once I get to the end, I will cross my seam and I will go back up the other side. It's that simple. And that's how you do a hand-picked zipper. So my seam right now, you can see the little tiny prick stitches, but when I pull it back, it's not as visible, right? So when it's finished, I'll take the basting stitch out from where the seam is joined, and I will have a hand-picked zipper. Have a great day. If you want to find out more about the way I'm teaching online right now, you can head on over to my website, thesewingroomalameda.com/classes, and see what we have available. I'm doing virtual classes a few times a week where I help people with their projects, and it's been going really great. We do it through Zoom, and it's super, super easy. So I would love to see you over there, and I hope to see you soon.